maltreated also as a child. And both of them might have also experienced family violence. So both of their parents might also be always fighting. For the perpetrator, there's a manifestation of an antisocial personality. And we will see a clearer picture of that one later. Harmful use of alcohol, both in the perpetrator, okay, and the victim. That's why a lot of this violence against women happens in a drinking session. Next would be harmful masculine behaviors. In recent terminology, we call this one toxic masculinity. So a form of masculinity which can lead to these forms of violence. So harmful masculine behavior, including accepted behavior that male can have multiple partners, or one that condones violence. So violence, okay, is natural within a particular community. Or community norms that privilege or ascribe higher status to men and lower status to women. Or women not having access to paid employment. So I think this is actually a key factor or a risk factor. When women do not have work and are simply doing household chores, they're seen as inferior. And therefore, men have the authority to enforce, to enact violence. The low level of gender equality. So the legal part also, some cultures, some contexts might have discriminatory laws. So next slide. Factors affecting intimate partner violence, past history of exposure to violence, again, both victims and perpetrators, marital discord and dissatisfaction. Okay, so conflict within the marriage or intimate relationship. Difficulties in communicating between partners. So this is actually a factor that can lead to violence when they are not able to properly communicate. Then male controlling behaviors towards their partners. Okay. Again, part of the idea of toxic masculinity that male has the authority to enact violence to their partners. Next slide. Okay. Then factors associated with sexual violence perpetration include, okay, so I think you can classify this one as cultural, ideological, and legal. In the cultural part, there are accepted beliefs, okay, that it's okay to do sexual violence because it is part of family honor, okay, and sexual purity. So some cultures would accept that one. It's also ideological that we have generally accepted male as being entitled. Okay, and therefore, again, can enact violence on their partners. And also legal. So some laws are lacking or enforcement of their laws are weak that allows, okay, sexual violence. So in other words, gender equality norms on the acceptability of violence against women are the root cause of violence against women. Next slide. This is a picture summary of the Gender Outlook 2024. Actually, the outlook is generally positive. So it shows that there's already some level of equality, even if, for example, we point to poverty, 2.6% are women, 2.31% are men. So the disparity is not that wide. But when we, okay, or even access to health services, there's a positive outlook there in the ASEAN context. But if you look at number 5, okay, if you look at number 5, the area that looks at gender equality, okay, where representation is very promising because, for example, 22% of the seat in national parliaments already includes women. But there's something that needs to be noted there, such as 9% of women and girls, okay, per year are victims of intimate partner violence. And many of them have difficulty or unable to get help or even report that they were victims or were violated within an intimate relationship. Okay? And okay, what I will point out with the many information, because you can be overwhelmed with this information. Actually, this is how many? Para mga 30-page report. You can read this one. It's ASEAN Gender Outlook 2024. The last area, 17, okay, is promising but at the same time alarming. Why? Because 40%, 47% of the official development assistance, in other words, funding, okay, foreign funding, okay, is allocated in the region sought to advance gender equality. However, less and less assistance is focused squarely on gender equality. In other words, a lot of assistance can come in the form of responses to recent concerns or problems, such as, for example, environment or technology like AI. But it seems as if the strategy is divisive. Because instead of integrating gender as a lens, okay, in this newly pronounced area of support, okay, the gender area is left out. So in other words, it's purely for health, it's purely for environment, or it's purely for AI. Okay, without the gender aspect or without the area that looks at assistance that is focused really on gender equality. Okay, next slide. Here in the Philippines, okay, I think the data is clear. If we simply look at the percentage, I think we'll say, okay, it's not alarming. 7.6%. Okay, when we look at physical violence or total, 9.8%. Okay, physical or sexual violence victims, just 14%. But I think I would direct you to the total number. Number of women, okay, who have reported being violated, 19,228. I think that's a significant number. Okay. And at the lower part, okay, the yearly report total 13,830. Okay, okay, which you can classify in terms of the different forms of violence. So 13,000, 11,000, then 13,000 again. Okay. So the numbers are revealing. And okay, out of the number reported to the Philippine National Police, the numbers that were acted on by the Department of Social Welfare and Development is very minimal compared to the total number. So, di ba? So out of the 13,000 that were reported, only 1,800 in 2021 were acted on. And we even do not include in the picture how much more were not reported. Okay. Especially during the pandemic. Okay. That's why I think in Davao City, I do not have the numbers, but I think they have data that there were increases in rape cases during the pandemic, which were reported only after we have returned from the pandemic. Okay. Can we move to the next slide? So to address this one, so after mapping out the general familiarity with gender-based violence and some data that would support the mapping out. Okay, what is being done at the ASEAN region? So these are conventions and regional agreements. Okay, next slide. Of course, the more universal agreement would be what we call a CEDAW, Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women. So you can look at, well, most of the participants here are from the Philippines, okay, CEDAW, and the Convention on the Rights of the Child. There's a date of signing, but there's a date of accession. So in other words, when did the country really formally join the convention or the treaty? Because this is also a treaty. So the Philippines, we signed CEDAW in 1980, but we formally joined the convention in 1981. So you can just look at the signing and accession of the particular country you belong to. Okay, next slide. So there are a lot of regional agreements, such as the ASEAN version of adopting CEDAW, Declaration on the Elimination of Violence Against Women in the ASEAN region, Declaration on Elimination of Violence Against Women and Children. Okay. And this also involves planning among those members of the committee that looks into these agreements. So next slide. I won't enumerate each of the agreement, but so there are different statements also. When the ASEAN ministers would meet, such as the one that I think the Philippines will host, I think part of that would be revisiting some of the previous agreements, okay, such as this one. But I think in 2018, what they have achieved in number 8 is the ASEAN Women for Peace Registry, an initiative to mobilize resources and consolidate knowledge for capacity building and advocacy on a gendered approach to peace and conflict in the region. Okay, next slide. Okay. Or I think in 2024, what they have come out would be a standard operating procedure for how violence against women and girls will be acted on, okay, which will be adapted and will be contextualized in each country. But it's important that they have a standard operating procedure on how to address these concerns and will be contextualized later in their own different localities. Okay, next slide. Okay, so there's also the ASEAN Gender Mainstreaming Framework. Okay. Okay, the guidebook for gender-sensitive and victim-centered approaches to trafficking in persons, because part of what the committee is looking into is the growing number of child trafficking, particularly girls that are trafficked within the region and even outside of the region. Okay, next slide. So at the national level, what is achieved in the Philippines would be the adoption of CEDAW, but also some national guidelines, which I think will be elaborated further in the next slide. But the idea is to come up with an interagency response. So it's not just the ones directly concerned with gender, but different agencies. Because as we will see later, there are different, a particular act, okay, would involve responses from different agencies. So let's move to the next slide. So for example, Philippine legal legislations and policies. We have the Magna Carta for Women, okay, National Action Plan of Women, Peace and Security. Okay. Then you look at the different circular there involving NEDA, DBM, DILG, DSWD, DOJ, because a lot of this one involves criminal cases, okay, but also interventions both for victims and perpetrators. Okay. And also, if you look at the DILG, DSWD, DOJ Joint Memorandum Circular, okay, the purpose there is to uh, incorporate this one in emergency responses, such as 911. So 911, which is often known for emergency situation or response to emergency situation, should not be limited to, for example, fire or health emergency, but emergency involving victims of violence, particularly gender-based violence. Next slide. And I think the latest one that we have legislated, okay, would be the Safe Space Act, which is a kind of an add-on, an improvement, or a supplement to the seventh, okay, yung Anti-Sexual Harassment Act. Okay, because the Sexual Harassment Act in 1995 has already been instituted in different working environment in the country. But the problem with that one is it defined the act of harassment as involving a superior over an inferior, okay, or a subordinate. So for example, a teacher and a student, or a boss and an employee. But if there's gender-based violence done on a fellow employee, okay, you cannot prosecute that one based on the Sexual Harassment Act. That's why the Safe Space Act, okay, was enacted to be able to address that one. I think it's working well and has addressed a lot of violence that has occurred even within our institutions. Okay, next slide. So the mechanism to address VOW, as what I mentioned earlier, would be interagency council. Okay. Interagency council for VOW, for trafficking. And I think the idea there is to localize. So at the city level and even at the barangay or village level, that we even have violence against women desk. So when you report this one at the barangay level, there should be a desk that should address this concern. Next slide. In Davao City, we have adopted our own version. So we call it Davao City Women Development Code of 1997. I think we have a newer version of this one. And some executive order that reinforces the implementation of this code. Okay. Such as creating a focal point system or executive committee. Okay. Or supporting to the Women Development Code would be anti-discrimination ordinance. And I think a lot of colleagues were instrumental in passing this ordinance. And our own version of addressing or incorporating violence against women's concerns in emergency situations in our 911. Okay. And we even have our VOW tracking system and Office of Special Counsel, okay, for victims of violence against women. Next slide. Okay. So the 911 that we are familiar with here in the city is not just to address typical emergency concerns, but violence against women's concerns as well. Okay, we can move to the next slide and to the next. Okay, so I'll be moving into the second part. So how can man involve and how have they been involved? While the history would point to 1997, which is the Comprehensive Coordinated Community Response on Violence Against Women, or CORSVOW, that was started by an NGO, Development People's Foundation. Okay, next slide. So CORSVOW is a flagship program of the Development People's Foundation here in Davao City, designed to advance community-based reproductive health, gender inequality, and advocacy work. So actually, the beginnings of DPF would be more of health concerns and health advocacy. But later, they have seen that health concerns would generate problems related to vow and gender-based violence. That's why they incorporated gender equality. So it is through the work of DPF of empowering marginalized communities and groups within that community, initially designed for integrated health and leadership development, that men's engagement came in. Okay, next slide. In our own vernacular, we call some initial works usapang lalaki. Okay. In other words, if you would like to translate it directly in English, men's talk or men talking together. Okay. And the goal is really gender equality, reproductive health, but an added one, which is very important, how to become a good parent or how to become a good father. Okay. So responsible parenthood, responsible parenthood. Okay, next slide. Then, at the same year, a Ford Foundation, which has been constantly providing support, funding, okay, for gender mainstreaming, I think as early as 1994, because I have received my gender training as a student in 1994. Okay. Ford Foundation has been funding that one. But in 1997, I think as a result of various gender training, they've seen that one area to look into is men's experiences and domestic violence. One of the lead researcher is Dr. June Raval, who is now in Canada. He is instrumental in linking us to this particular project that we are doing now. Okay, so next slide. Out of this study and the supporting mechanisms that has came up after the study, an ordinance was passed. So it was called Mr. God. In other words, God stands for gender and development. So it was an ordinance passed in Davao City that seeks for gender equality, harmony, and peace. And I will elaborate on that one later. So next slide. So Mr. God refers to men's responsibility in gender and development. It was institutionalized through Mr. God Ordinance passed in July just 2021. Okay. Right after returning from the pandemic, making Davao City the first city in the Philippines to formally engage men in gender equality and domestic violence prevention. Next slide. So if you look at the historical development, so 1997, you have a different support. Okay. In 1999, actually there was a DSWD intervention. In 1999, we also have the development of Katropa. And 2001, the Mr. God. Okay, next slide. So what does Mr. God involve? Okay. In its sustainability, it involves policy issuance, so the Mr. God Ordinance, organizing also of champions, mainstreaming of Mr. God in governance, and development of knowledge materials, in other words, modules, training modules, okay, that have sprung from the God research findings and from discussion among the God champions. Next slide. There's also an important organization that we have interviewed that is also instrumental in engaging men. So the NGO is Talikala. Their goal is actually to help survivors of sexual exploitation. Way back in 1987. They did advocacy. They do advocacy work in the community, in school, as well as policy advocacy. But in their attempt to address sexual exploitation of women and girl children, there's a missing part. And I think the missing part would be men's involvement. So we move to the next slide. So when a male consultant was involved, he designed a kind of a program. So in Bisaya, we call it Kukabildo sa Kalalakinan, or conversation among men, which focus on sharing among men, involving husbands, fathers, members of the community, sharing their own experiences as well as how to address problems and find solutions to the problems of gender-based violence. So issues of sexual relationship, economic needs, okay, and how being a breadwinner is, okay, would be part of their conversation. Next part. And follow-up sessions were done. So follow-up session would be about personhood, tracing their background and context that contributed to who they are. So it is these two sessions that aim to raise self-awareness among men, okay, and their involvement in gender advocacy. Generally, we can look at the framework of their engagement in this particular framework. So when we engage survivors or victims, okay, survival would just be on the part of the victim seeing his or particular her situation as one that is, okay, well, normal, that I am in this situation of violence. But later she experiences confusion that perhaps there's something wrong in this particular situation that I am in, which leads to empowerment, finding strategies, and how to recenter herself. So this particular intervention was also given to men participants. Next slide. And it allows a movement from indifference to distancing to greater inclusion, awareness, and allyship or partnership. So in other words, from an intervention to problems of victimhood of women who are exploited, we move to the next slide. We see that the problem is actually systemic. So if you look at the next slide, it's systemic. That's why it needs to be addressed at different levels. So policies, practices, and resources needs to be put in so that we also address relationships, okay, and power dynamics, but most importantly, mental models. We have to change our perspective that women are simply subordinate or that men, okay, are always superior. Okay, that toxic masculinity is just normal. So we have to challenge and transform this one. Next one. So if you look at the members or composition of the group, they are fathers of trafficked and prostituted children. If I can share a few insights from our research, one of those who shared his experience of why he is into gender advocacy is because he experienced his mother battered by his father. So when he promised that when he become a professional, of which he is now a lawyer, he would champion okay, uh, the protection of women's rights. So I think the same, balik. The same is the condition here. Fathers of traffic and prostitute children, fathers of vulnerable girls, perpetrators, and concerned men in the communities are all involved in trying to find solution to the problem. Next slide. So these are the activities that they're engaged in: seminars, gender training, orientation on laws, okay, and paralegal trainings on how to organize themselves and how to intervene in conditions of gender violence. Okay. So next slide. So we are now moving to the third part. So what are the lessons learned? So from out of this narrative, we have learned that uh, engagement of men is not detached from women's movement. So it is deeply rooted in women's movement and the goal of gender equality and empowerment. Okay, there's also a need for critical collaboration among stakeholders. So that's why the interagency collaboration is needed so that we have greater impact. We have to engage men leaders and champions. Okay. Our intervention should be evidence based, and a lot of training and advocacy needs to be done. At the community level, next slide, we have learned that men need space to share their stories. Okay. So that they feel safe. They are more active actually in sessions where the facilitator is a man. And mentoring is also very important. Okay, next slide. So we move to challenges and prospects. I tried to summarize it into what is often known and familiar. That we look at culture, okay, versus religion. Okay, the two are often made responsible for violence against women or gender violence. Or the liberal view that, okay, because we receive a lot of funding, that this should be how we approach uh, dealing with gender-based violence. That sometimes we put religion at the side. Or the idea that feminism is against masculinity. So that's why we often view that feminist violence against women should be championed only by women, or feminism, without men in the picture. So all of this will be the key tension that we will look at in the reflections by Dr. Mansour Limba, who is also a Muslim scholar but has championed gender advocacy. So we will look at from his reflection how can these tensions intertwine and in fact be resolved. So next slide. So in his reaction to the proposed gender code in the BARM, he would say that justice should be situated in a moral community. In other words, okay, it is not something that is imposed from outside. It should be something that should be developed within the community and would need inclusivity, particularly here in Mindanao, that we are composed of Christians, the indigenous peoples, and Muslims. So next slide. And one example would be a halal way of empowering women, which is to challenge the riba system. Okay. In fact, I am not really that familiar with this, but he's saying that the usual interest-based financing that is implemented in Muslim regions and even in Muslim countries or Islamic countries are to the disadvantage of women. So that's why new forms of Islamic microfinancing is being designed to support women entrepreneurs. Okay, next slide. But a lot has to be done in terms of awareness, like cultural campaign. But it's not a campaign and advocacy that should be external. It should be rooted in faith. So he's saying that gender-based advocacy, gender justice actually is not inconsistent with the Islamic faith. That's why community education on how Islamic faith dignifies women needs to be done also when one teaches Quran. And next slide. For example, when we look at marriage, we say no to child marriages. So what is the Quran teaching us? So he's saying that what Quran is teaching us is sometimes influenced by culture that prioritizes physical maturity or burla. I don't know if that's the proper pronunciation. Over Rashid or intellectual and social maturity. Often, this kind of arrangement is facilitated by the guardian, the wali or the father. What he's saying is, in an ideal, there should be both. Okay, so he's not really against child marriage as long as the components are here. In fact, child marriage should also involve consent. You cannot force a child to be married, okay, without the child's consent and without the proper guidance of the guardian and without proper physical maturity and intellectual and social maturity. Slide. So in other words, he's saying that even in the Islamic context, men must be part of the journey. Men are supposed to be considered allies. In fact, what he is trying to combat would be patriarchy in the cultural side. So he's saying that a lot of negative view on Islam is because of the cultural practices that are actually inconsistent with the Islamic faith. So next slide. So that's why I think the intention is to weave together in a way that gender justice must not be imposed. It must be, for him, composed. In other words, it's something that needs to be discussed in the community and allow the community to design interventions that they see fit within their context. In other words, it should be a shared work of making the tapestry of hope together, okay, as a community. And finally, as what I've been mentioning, I'm part of this project, which is actually a kind of a reintroduction to me because when I first attended gender training 1994, I've been looking at different researches involving women's empowerment and the like. But it's only recently when I also did a research on how can men be involved. First one in the more theoretical, okay. Then later in a more empirical sense. I was through the intervention and connection of Dr. Narabal, we were part of the project funded by Canada, so Canadian partner with the Philippines, but also involving partners from Mexico, Caribbean, Afghanistan, Nepal, and Pakistan. Okay, so that's why now they are even doing transforming masculinities in Islamic context, which is very challenging but also very interesting. So if you click, for example, I don't know if you can click yung challenging patriarchy. Hindi yata you cannot open it. Okay, but I don't know, maybe we can share this slide because the second one, Transforming Masculinities, yung Faculty of Social Work, University of Calgary, that's the link to this project. So you can see the different faces who are involved and contact persons if in case you want to engage more. The initial project is to interview men who are gender champions. Okay, and from their experience come up with gender training that can further empower them in their work towards gender justice. So if you look at the presentation, it's actually filled with challenges, but also a lot of hope that even if few men are engaged, there are those who believe that this is possible. And from the experience of Davao City, from a few group of men, now it has expanded to an ordinance and to a project and organized interventions in the communities of how men can really be involved. So I think that's all. Okay. Good afternoon again.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ian. And we are very thankful for that insightful presentation. So, to help deepen our understanding of today's topic, we now move into the reflection and discussion portion of our program through the insights of our distinguished reactors. Our first reactor to join us today is from Brunei and serves as a director of the Enterprise Office of University Technology Brunei. We are honored to have her share her perspectives on today's presentation and its relevance within her own context. She is a distinguished academic, researcher, and innovation leader from Brunei Darussalam. She leads initiatives in intellectual property development, commercialization, and innovation ecosystem enhancement. She is actively involved in several national and international initiatives, including the National Nanotechnology Committee of Brunei, the ASEAN Europe AI Network for Sustainable Development Goals, and the ASEAN Tech University Network Hackathon. In recognition of her contributions, she has received several prestigious awards, including the Women in Innovation Award during the World Intellectual Property Day 2023 and the Meritorious Service Medal Award in 2022. An advocate for the responsible and transformative use of technology. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Sharina Binti Yunus. A virtual round of applause, please.
Thank you. Thank you so much for the kind introduction. A very good afternoon to our moderator. Very good afternoon as well to Dr. Ian Clark-Parkham and to our fellow reactors from Indonesia, Malaysia, to the organizers from Ireland, Assumption College of Davao, Neo di Davao University and San Pedro College, which I had the pleasure of visiting a couple of years ago, and to all the participants joining us today across the region. I'm deeply honored to respond to this very important lecture. But I do want to be transparent about the perspective I bring. I'm not a gender studies scholar. I'm an engineer by profession. I've spent more than 20 years working in spaces that were not designed for people like me in mind as women. As you may know, that engineering laboratories, innovation boardrooms, IP committees or research consortia are typically dominated by men. So I have been more often than I can count, sometimes the very few women in the room. Today, I work with the Enterprise Office in University Technology Brunei. So I work a lot with young men and women, both. And it's from that vantage point that I would like to maybe, reflect as well on Dr. Pakon's lecture. And I think these are very important topics, perhaps not often discussed in the open. I really want to echo the perspective by Dr. Pakon that men as partners, not as perpetrators. And I think that this reframing is actually very important. When we position men as perpetrators of gender-based violence, we close a door. But when we position men as partners, building a just society, I think we can open more doors and more possibilities and changes in the future. I think that the evidence from Davao is actually very striking. Such detailed work, with the community, the patients, and the support that they've received as well, all the way to 2021, that made Davao the first Philippine city to formally institutionalize men's engagement in gender equality. I think that's a major milestone. So it's not just for me, it's not just a program, but it reflects a movement, and that movement is built on one foundational insight. And I think that we have to carry with us today that gender justice must not be imposed, it must be composed. I fully agree on that fact. And it resonates actually with Brunei, in the Brunei context as well. Brunei is predominantly a Malay Muslim monarchy, and our society's commitment are deeply ingrained in faith, family, and community. And I think that in many parts of ASEAN, we sort of share a similar fabric. So change that arrives perhaps from a secular demand may be resisted, but change that is rooted in our faith, in our community values, already teaches about the dignity of women, as mentioned or shared by Dr. Parkon in the studies that, example where community education grounded in the Quran dignifies women is precisely the approach that unlocks genuine engagement in societies like ours. So this is not a compromise of gender justice, but I believe that it is wisdom about how lasting change can happen. And that's what I think everybody is striving to achieve as well. So, however, I wanted to also share, as I said, I'm more of an engineer working with, both male and female. There's some very interesting paradox from the Brunei perspective. Not to complicate the picture, but I think really to sharpen Dr. Parkon's argument in the process. So if you look at Brunei's gender data, me being into science, here's the data about it. At the tertiary level, the picture for Brunei has changed quite a lot over the years. I've been in academia for 20 years. So Brunei's 2024 gender statistics show a tertiary gross enrollment for women at 24.7% compared to 14% for men. So we're seeing a lot more women in tertiary education, and there is a dip actually for men. So women are choosing higher education in significantly greater numbers. I see that at our university as well. And this is visible over the very past years. So from the perspective of my background, which is in STEM, Brunei's female graduates have consistently accounted for over 44% of the total in recent years. So in some years, we're seeing about 52%. In 2023, for women in STEM was about 44.4%, which is actually higher than some countries, and in fields such as engineering, manufacturing. So that is something that we've noticed within, I would say, the last 10 years, quite a increase. And at UTB as well, I can see that in my own classroom, it's gone are the days where women are just speckled in the class, but we're seeing a strong growing number of women choosing engineering, and a shift that would have not, been looked like that a few generations ago, certainly during my time when I was studying. So, however, if we move away from tertiary education and we look at the career ladder, that picture does change a little bit. So women hold only about 1 in 5 senior civil service positions. In Brunei Darussalam, the government is the largest employer. So, these positions in government do carry a lot of significance and weight as well. So the pipeline does not leak at entry, it leaks at ascent. So if you look at the entry point, it's very healthy, but it's when you look at the career ladder, it looks quite different. So, but so I think Brunei, what it means for Brunei, it is transforming masculinity, but it looks quite different in a sense, not so much like the street level anti-violence campaign, but it's a little bit more quieter, but perhaps subdued. In some ways, a little bit more intimate. For me, what I can see is that the growing number of women in STEM, in universities, higher education, we are seeing some changes as well in the career pipeline. Over the past couple of years, more women holding, higher positions in industry as well in the government. So for Brunei, if you look at the role of men, it's more like, a husband that is genuinely sharing the domestic load with the wife. That allows her to pursue her promotion, her position in society, and allowing her to climb that career ladder without having to make these really hard, difficult choices. We're also seeing where fathers, especially within the network of the nucleus of the family, the perception that yes, women should continue their ambition there should be no inhibition in that, and pursue it to the highest level. So but at the same time, pursuing her ambition in an honorable and piety as well. And as I mentioned earlier, we are seeing now women holding key positions as directors, executive managers in key industries in Brunei, especially in the oil and gas industry. So we see where a male manager whom is actively supporting women colleagues into leadership rather than simply blocking her path. So these are small acts, but they are perhaps an invincible gender justice, and they require men to be genuinely engaged in that process, not just men who mean well. So I think Dr. Pako's lesson about the GAD champions, about safe spaces for men, and I think he also mentioned about the other one was Usapak Lelaki, I think those are really good, examples of safe spaces, or talking places for men to reflect and share about the importance of sustained mentoring. All that is directly, I think, applicable here as well, even if the setting or the environment is slightly different. The other thing I would like to maybe also reflect on is that the university as a masculinity shaping institution, especially in the digital frontier, I think the concern is that whether universities intend to or not to shape the masculinities of the next generation. I mean, I do a lot of, we run a lot of hackathon competitions. We do a lot of, innovation boot camps. We do a lot of robotic competitions as well. And, I've been involved in that for, actively for about 10 years now. And I'm watching young men and women sort of, taking different roles when they work in teams for their sort of hackathon or challenges. And I feel that, over the years, that's sort of how those team members are comprised of, either men, now a mixture of both men and women. And then in many cases, women are leading the team. So we are, seeing perhaps a social script that is changing, that perhaps will carry into their married life, or maybe within the society when they work in organizations and companies and things like that, or maybe the way they parent. So I think that, when we work with these young minds, and we see how, perhaps a teenage boy or a student at the university work together with a woman or a girl in their team, and they're sharing those roles and responsibility, and they're crediting each other, rather than, just men perhaps absorbing all those different ideas as their own. And, they're sharing the floor. I think that in some ways is transforming masculinity in action. And I think university needs to be more intentional about this work. So it's not a strict program, but rather like a hidden curriculum of how we structure collaboration, who we invite as role models, stories that we tell as our case studies. All of this shapes young men's assumption about power, competence, and gender. So I think that there's a lot of, of responsibility and opportunity here. So I think for me, looking at it, like there is a new frontier that this forum, that perhaps there's a potential for research that we could actually really look into, which is the digital frontier. With AI and coming up and things like that, I think that the perspective needs to be more balanced for both men and women, and how we shape the technologies moving forward. So, and also there is, there's a real concern as well on online gender-based violence. And I think it's perhaps one of the fastest growing sort of form of GBV for Gen Zs anyway. And as I was mentioned about the potential for AI bias, where trained data might be only be trained on men and not so much on women's data. So these are some, I think, areas potentially that, could be an area of research or perhaps understanding as well, how all of these things will play a role and shape masculinity as we move forward. I think that, so I think we have to be serious about how masculinity be shaped in technology-based workspaces. So engaging men in gender justice in, I think, 2026 should including engaging male engineers, male product leaders, AI engineers, to build systems that are fair. So I think for perhaps my last final reflection on this, I think Dr. Pakon really weaved a very nice tapestry there, that gender justice as a tapestry that must be woven together in collaboration and is not imposed from above. I think that is a very a message I think that resonates with ASEAN, because for us, in ASEAN, the community fabric, that is what holds everything together, the family, the workplaces. So I think in Brunei, we would say that, reflecting what Dr. Prakun said, that the work must be done together. So in Brunei language, we say we do it bersama-sama, together. So across our ASEAN region, whether it's in Davao or Brunei or Kuala Lumpur, Indonesia, the cultural context may differ, the legal framework may differ, but what this, I think, conversation has shown is that we will not arrive at a gender justice by just leaving half of the population out of the conversation. So I do see this as something really positive, that men are not the obstacle, but unchallenged masculinity cannot be made the norm. And we have to curate, as Dr. Paran said, the right spaces, the right champions, and the right invitation, whereby men see themselves as something more that they can transform, looking into the future as well. So I think that's for me from my reflection. I just want to say thank you to Dr. Pakon. Thank you all for inviting me to this really very interesting topic, actually, perhaps not often brought to the forefront. Thank you very much. That's all for me.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rina, for sharing your valuable perspectives all the way from Brunei. Thank you very much. So our second reactor serves as the permanent Secretary General of the Consortium Universitas Borneo, or KUUB, and a senior language instructor at the Center for the Advancement of Language Competence. He is affiliated with University Putra Malaysia Sarawak, with over 22 years of experience in higher education, language education, youth and talent development, and community engagement. He holds a Master of Education degree, major in sociology, and Bachelor of Education with honors in teaching English as a second language from the University of Malaya, complemented by professional certifications from the University of Hawaii, USA, and the University of Brunei, Darussalam. He serves as Deputy Chairman of the UPMS TEGAS, Youth Leadership and Entrepreneurship Project, Graduate Employability, and the University Entrepreneurship Coordinator. He is appointed by the Center of Entrepreneurial Development and Graduate Marketability in UPM, Associate Fellow of Putra International Center, and National Evaluator for Malaysia's SDG Localization and Impact Assessment Initiatives since 2024. He is also chairman and co-chairman of several international conferences and actively contributes to regional and international higher education collaboration, including KUUB and BIMP IAGA networks. He has represented Malaysia at Brunei U.S. English Enrichment Project for ASEAN in USA and the Erasmus Staff Training Week in Poland. He is recognized for advancing academic mobility, youth empowerment, and regional collaboration across Borneo and ASEAN. Please help me welcome, with a virtual round of applause, Mr. Tuan Haji Faksan Haji Buang.
All
Good
right.
afternoon, Faz.
Salam. Hi, good afternoon. You can call me Faz only, right? Okay. Assalamualaikum. Very good afternoon. Salam Borneo Bermartabat and Mabuhay to our fellow friends here, to our esteemed host, San Pedro College, Ateneo di Davao University, and co-organizer. Good day as well to our lead speaker just now, Dr. Ian Clark Arpakon, and to all the participants who's joining these international learning sessions online. But before that, I would like to, express my prayer for the safety, for the strength, for the swift recovery for all our friends in Philippines who just affected by recent earthquake. At first, when I've been approached by my friend, Miss Vanessa, about this topic, it is very interesting because when I did my master before, and even my current study, it also involved about male students. But I'm focusing more on the development of young people, especially for among the male students, yeah? So my reflection this afternoon is basically based on my reality experience as a higher education practitioner, and also my work is deeply grounded in Sarawak, particularly in Bintulu, which is within our unique Borneo context. So maybe what I say today not really representing the whole Malaysia. This is more to Sarawak context, yeah. And over the years, I have focused closely on youth leadership, youth development, community engagement, and also, as I mentioned earlier, my research and my work focusing on university students, especially among the male students. So I do agree what Dr. Ian have said just now, presented, and I believe that there's such a very wonderful and remarkable presentation just now, because is quite come to my consensus just now. Actually, we might facing the same issue. I mean, I believe Bruna also the same things, yeah. So when we talk about violence, when we talk about humanities, when we talk about educations, yeah, especially when it's come to the gender justice, I always believe that everything come from home, yeah, home educations. How someone being raised, how someone being educated, how someone being instill the values, the moral values, the religion belief. I think that will be shape persons, whether you are female or male. So when it's come to this, what we call it, sessions, so I will focusing on the inclusions, on the youth leadership and community advocacy. So what I would like to add is this is very important. What I mean, for the youth people, especially for the young university or college students, to address their gender issues in what we call in generals, yeah. Because this is not only about the theory, but it is about the understanding of someone's about their role, whether they are female, whether they are males. And I would like to highlight that because these young people is our nation asset in the future. They are our future leaders. So they will be who are going to shape our society in the future. So what happened before all the violence, all the cases, yes, we cannot change them, but we can shape our nations, our future to become a better place for all of us. Yeah. So that's why I really emphasize with the young people. I really, encourage young people, students especially, and males especially, right, to take a step, I mean, not only to become a leader of a family, but also as a person to protect the women, to protect the children, and of course to protect the family. So in this case, in this scenario, what have been being said by Dr. Ian just now, awareness is the essence of how we can make this issue not to be serious anymore in the future. But of course, it's not that easy. Education is another core. How we can educate young people, educate male or female about this issue, the gender equality, or we call equality, yeah. And of course, when it's come to religions and ethnics, belief whatsoever, I always say that they always believe the same core, the same understanding that violence is violence, yeah. So we have to respect each other. The mutual respect is a must in our community, right? Can we go to the next slide, please? So again, what I would like to react to give some to share my experience, my opinion today is we focus on the young people. As I said, gender equality is a shared responsibility. It's not a single gender issue anymore. Before this, we talk about women empowerment, yeah. But now we have to talk about men empowerment as well in the right way. So this is about how men and women can work together, because in this current world, there's no such of dominance role anymore. So what I would say, I would appreciate, for example, currently Malaysia, yeah, we have this kind of situation whereby the male enrollment to university is quite drastically reduced. I give example. I'm teaching a class of 60 students. So I can say 5 of them only male students. So that is a serious matter. Yeah. So indirectly, it also affects their confidence, their leadership skills, their what we call it, their decision-making skills, everything, because they're being dominated by females. So when I ask these people, these students, why you don't want to be a leader, you want to lead something, they say, yeah, it's okay. Let female lead everything. So we don't want it happen. The what we call the conceptuals or the mindset among male students right now, because if we can't control this, right? So the imbalance of the power, the imbalance of the role, responsibility in society, it happened, and it will be seriously happen, yeah. So and I believe that in this such of digital and technology world right now, it become worse, because why? Why I will say that? Because we lack of human communications. We spend more time on TikTok videos, on the text, on the email, without a real human communications. I think this is very something that we have to look at, something that we have to think about. You could imagine, I think, like I'm 40 plus right now, okay? You could imagine how our life 20 years ago. We can see our friend, we can talk with our friend, but now with the existing of the social media or digitals, one word can be misinterpreted. Yeah. So it also thinks that something we need to be serious about it. Okay, next slide. So when we talk about the inclusion as educational practice, yeah. So I always believe that we need to include everybody, no matter regardless your races, your religions, your gender. Yeah. So inclusion is not policy, but is daily pedagogy. And what I would say that how we can make sure this thing happen, successfully. First, of course, language and communication will shape our gender perceptions. And of course, from the start, from the class in university or college or school, first, we have to make sure the participants have to be equal, both both boys and girls. And all the voice have to be heard, you have to address, we have to respect, we have to, acknowledge, no matter what people we say. So this is also things that can lead to when male think that they are not important, anymore in the society. And when they have that courage, when they have that urge, that what we call that toxic feeling or emotional instability, it can lead to violence. Yeah. So that's why in anything, whether it's a marriage life, homes, universities, office, we have must that mutual respect. towards female and male. And we have to think that bias had happened and anyway, yeah. But that as an educator, as a parents, as elders, we have to acknowledge that. We have to make sure that we have to be equal. We have to be fair to everybody. So I believe that it won't, whoever feel they will feel hurt, they will feel they're being acknowledged well. Okay, next slide. Okay, as I said that in universities or schools, we have create a very balanced student engagement. Not also with that, we have to create another greater respect across gender identities. So that's why it's very important for us to instill a good moral values, moral etiquette to all the male students, to all the female students, so that they will understand more about their role in society, yeah, their role at home, yeah. So when they have these very strong foundations, they probably will know there won't be any what we call it gender equality happen. So they're equal. Is as so whatever things in this world is equal to everybody. So that's why it's a very essential for us to create a space, a safe space, because we want to create open and non-judgmental dialogue or environments. And of course, we have to open up to the equal participations, so that this is one to what we call to activate balanced student engagement in schools or whether in universities or in college. And of course, we want to dismantle any stereotype happen in our community. For example, if things that you think males doing not that good to the female, we have to take action. We have to take part in that, so that we can ensure the safety and we can ensure the stability and the harmony of our society. Next slide. Okay, so next part I will talk about the youth leadership. Yeah. So another things that male students or men facing right now is about the defining the new masculinity. So this is based on my reading, this is based on my research, this is based on my observations. When I ask some of my students, not some, many of my male students, yeah, because they don't want to move forward in front. They don't want to take risks. So what happened? Yeah. First, some of them still stuck with two dilemma. First is traditional masculinity, which is they're being shaped, they're being treated. You know, as a man, you have to control. As a man, you have to be dominant. But in the modern expectations, male expected to be more empathy, to be more collaborate. So sometimes there's some confusion. So which one they need to follow? So that's what I told you. That is something that some of the issue that might be facing by our current males, whether they are students or adults. Yeah. So from this, what we call it clash, the world clash. Yeah. So as a university, I think this is a part of our responsibilities to explain to the students that whatever it is, they have to evolve. You know, they have to evolve. They can take the traditional belief. They can take whatever religions believe. Yeah, but they have to adapt it with our modern society right now. So, which is we have to acknowledge female as well. We have to collaborate with female as well without to be dominant each other. Okay, next slide. So another part that what I've been said by Dr. Ian and also by our previous Dr. Shahira, just if I'm not mistaken, just now. Yeah. Another thing is, yeah, I agree, because even in the work world right now, there's some imbalance happen. Sometimes more females, sometimes more males, right? And I know we have hope, we have we have something that in my mind for our future, but it's not easy to change the world nowadays, yeah, because sometimes this is out of our control. But as I said, if we keep respecting each other, mutual respect, and if we still stick to our values, yeah, that essential of our what we call how you become a person, yeah, in life. So I think we might not erase everything, but we might reduce the negative things that happen in the world right now. Yeah. So why I really emphasize on the young people, because they, as I said just now, they will be our future leaders. They will be our the one who will shape our community. What kind of country, what kind of world that we are living in the next 10 or 20 years from now. So that's why I kind of like pity with our male student now, especially young generation right now, because they have a very big responsibilities. Yeah. So as I said, we have to educate young male students right now. Instead of like they need to be away from authority, they have to toward shared responsibilities. So away from dominant, they have to enable others, accepting others. You know, they have to collab and work well with others. Instead of being controlled or rigid control, so they have to share leadership. So that's why whenever, if you notice that in any agencies, organization, team, whatsoever, when both male and female can work well, they will become more successful. So that is what we hope from our student, either female or male student. So they need to acknowledge their roles. So when this very strong, yeah, very strong and very what we call it solid, yeah. So indirectly, our society will become better. Our community will become stronger, and our nation and our country become move forward. So that is something that the important how we can shape the young people, especially Gen Z right now, because we being always been told Gen Z is very weak, Gen Z is very fussy, everything. No, instead, to be honest, my personal, I believe that Gen Z can do a well job in the future. They can change world. They can create a better world. Even they can do something greater from our previous generation. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. So now we go to the community. Community is very play an important role as well. As I mentioned, what kind of person somebody is actually from the home, you know, being raised, how being educated, and even from the community itself, from the village, wherever, whether you're living in the city, village, whatsoever, is still what we call. I've always believed that the nature, the what we call it, the character being influenced by that. So I think community as well, community also play an important role, yeah, to shaping our future generations, our current young people as well. So that's why when Dr. Ian mentioned about the crime, the violence, everything, yes, we have to acknowledge what happened. Yes, we cannot change that, but we can change what will happen next. So what we can do, what we can create, and then what should we emphasize of among our community. So that's why as a community need to support the equality in principle. So nowadays it's not such a thing, because in Sarawak, I give for examples, the head village no more male right now. There's a female head of the village. So that is a good one, because we want to support women empowerment. So as a male, we have to accept it, we have to embrace it, we have to respect it. And at the same time, we can work together with our female leaders. So it happened that as a male, we have to reduce our male ego. Yeah. We have to accept that world change. Yeah. It's not like 50 years ago, 100 years ago. Now, world is changing. So we have to accept that. As I said earlier, don't let any one of us to be dominant to each other or fighting each other. We have to collab. We have to work together. You know, if we have a create mutual understanding, I believe that everything will be okay. And then, of course, our community still stuck with the persistent traditional gender role. For example, as a man, you need to become a leader. So as a female, you cannot become a leader. No, it cannot be do that anymore. So even as a male, we have to acknowledge the female also can play important role. They can lead as well. So that's why the mentality, the education is very important. How we want to instill the idea, yeah, of our house about the collaborations in society is very important. And then we always being trained, or we being put in our head, men's as decision makers, women as a caregivers. Why not? We can both do both. As a man, you also can decide. As a man, you also can become a caregiver. As a female, you also can make a decision. As a female as well, as a woman, you also can take care of everything. So why not we can play both role responsibilities? Yeah. Okay, moving on. So what another things that I would like to highlight is how we want to bridge our advocacy strategies, yeah, especially in the community. So what we can do is what we have to start to do now. We must have a very open-minded dialogue, not confrontations. We have to talk nicely. We have to respect. Meaning that either one, whether female or male, you have to accept each other ideas, each other to say. So that's why I told just now, as I mentioned earlier, there will be like the voice being heard equally, both female and female. And of course, when we come to intergenerational conversation, is because we do have traditional community elders. They have their own things. They have their own what we call it ideology, and of course that we're facing with the current youth people, young people. They have their own thought. They have their own feeling. So why not these two ideas have to merge together and can what we call it and can create progressive, which is a progressive common ground. Yeah. So sometimes we don't look at the difference one way. We have to see how we can make things together, both from A and the B. So that is what we think now. We cannot, okay, A is right, B is wrong. No. Find what we call the mutual, the point, the different point, and make it better. So that is what we need to do, in society. When I evaluate some of the SDG project, community project in a few villages, right, most of the participants are female. So I just wondering what happened to the males, where they have been, yeah. So, but then there is only few cases, very like minor cases. But what I want to highlight here, there's one which is I really impressed, yeah. One participant, she is a housewife, yeah, involved in what we call it food production project for SDG. But what made me impressed is the husband support the wife. The husband helped the wife. And what happened? From that project, they create small business from the house. So that is the role that, where, as I mentioned just now, they need to work together. They have to support together. So they know such of, I'm the male, I have to be the leader. I'm the one who make a decision. No. But if you understand each other, you support each other, create, what we call it, respect each other. So I think miracles or success can happen, yeah. And of course, as a male as well, as a role as a male, so we do have acknowledge that whatever it is, we are the one who need to lead, to make decision, to protect our family without forget to acknowledge the roles of female in our life, yeah. So next. So as I said, I want to conclude. Before I conclude, as I said again, there's three important things that I believe, and which is aligned with what Dr. Ian said just now, and even also Dr. Sharina as well. First, education, where inclusion starts, meaning that there no such of like dominance between male or females. So number two, we have to expand masculinity to include empathy, responsibilities, and collaboration. No, it's instead of being the voice of dominance. So it's more like to embrace the changes, to embrace the collaboration with female as well. And of course, community is a very essential. How they can support this, what we call it, gender equality, yeah, and then not like side to another, side to only one gender. As I said, gender equality is a shared human transformation journey, whereby we have to understand that now world is changing, so we have to be relevant with the changings of the world. And then whatever it is, if we keep respecting each other, inshallah thing will be better. And then what I would like to say that I hope that whatever that being presented by Dr. Ian and but what have been me and myself and Dr. Sharia have shared can give some another perspective about this issue, yeah, so that we can create a better place for our generation. So for that, thank you so much, and I pass back to our moderator.
Thank you so much, Paz, for enriching today's discussion with your reflections and perspectives. So now at this point, we open the floor for questions and discussion. As participants prepare their questions, let me start with calling the first round of students with inspiring questions to our dear speaker and reactors. Let me call on Miss Hannah Caral from the Holy Cross of Calinen, Davao City, to raise the first question. Miss Hannah, you can unmute. May we call on Miss Hannah Caral?
Hello, yes po.
Yes, hi Hannah. Go on.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. So I will contextualize my question. In the Philippine culture, where being a man is often tied to being the provider, protector, and emotionally strong, how can men engage in gender justice without feeling like they're losing their identity? So, what would transform masculinity look like for Filipino men that still honors cultural values but respects harm and inequality po?
Thank you for your question, Dr. Ian.
Thank you for raising that question. Very important, especially in how we would like to contextualize this concern and issue. So actually, transforming masculinities would really challenge men to uh, consider their what do you call this one? Their positionality as not really one of dominance, but something that I think our co-discussants have expounded well. One that pursues collaboration. So I think this would really entail men fully examining themselves, okay, challenging their own views about themselves of what masculinity should be, and seeing that their traditional norms, okay, of how they see masculinity can be what we consider now toxic, and therefore needs to be challenged so that we adapt to our present context and present challenges. As simple, for example, as when we talk about strength, what do we mean by strength? As a man, okay, does that mean that you don't have to cry? That's just physical strength? Or is showing emotion still consistent with the idea of strength? So I'm pointing this one out as specific example in illustration, okay, of what is happening in these caring circles of men talking to each other, that some notions, traditional notions of gender, particularly concerning men, can be challenged and transformed so that they adapt and they are more concerned with relationship, with collaboration with other gender, so that we achieve what we would like to achieve, which is gender equality, aside from simply women empowerment. So it's good to hear that we're already talking about men empowerment. But I think it's not in the traditional context of empowering men so that they are superior, but drawing out their internal strength, which is not something we often associate with men, but something that I think is very much needed. And discussion among men, okay, are venues where this can be drawn.
Thank you. So another student from the Holy Cross of Kalinan taking Bachelor in Secondary Education, major in Social Studies, will also give a question. May I call on Carl Lelis? Carl, you may now unmute. Yes, Carl.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So, my question is, as I was listening to the discussion from earlier, I have realized that this topic, or mostly focusing on men, is not really focusing in our context, in our local context. I would like to know if what is the level of extent of this kind of topic being discussed in more rural areas, because when looking at it, the terms that were discussed was not really it's not really something we can easily capture. Thank you.
So if I understand the question right, I think it's a challenge for further contextualization, especially in rural communities. Well, it's really a challenge in rural communities. I think a lot of gender stereotypes can still persist, even if there are some community strength that can be drawn out. Okay, like, for example, in what I have mentioned in Muslim communities, or now we are trying to interview, for example, leaders in IP communities. Okay, I've not seen the transcript yet, so that's why I have not included a discussion. But I think we are looking at possibilities of uh, tribal leaders, for example, whether men or women, or Islamic community leaders, to exhibit, for example, strength in terms of compassion. Diba? Okay. When they're able to, in the barangay level, parang lupong tagapamayapa, I think it's already a formalized way of how we resolve conflict in the community. But a lot of this draws out from resources that are already present in the community. And when we have matured leaders, okay, that exhibits strength in how they resolve conflict, I think we see there concretely how, okay, for example, masculinity is properly understood as not just a leader imposing his will to his constituents, but allowing the community to participate and in crucial cases decide on matters that involves conflict among the members of the community and properly resolve it, not by imposing one's will, but by drawing from actually interpersonal relationship. That at the end of the day, even if you quarrel on something, I think you can resolve it because you are part of the community and you have close personal ties. Okay. Kaya I think we have established yung what they call as pre-legal or extra-legal means of resolving conflict before we reach the courts, because a lot of cases of conflicts in the community can have relational repercussions. So when we look at relationships, these are not typical uh, male response, but these are responses that we can draw out from the strength of community leaders that we can highlight. Okay. And highlight in a way that we illustrate further what transforming masculinity is at the local level.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ian. So I guess we can take one last question for the day. For the participants, kindly raise your virtual hand so we could recognize you. Yes, Mr. Denver.
So good afternoon, everyone. So thank you for the opportunity to join, to have us to join your forum po, because as students, this forum helps us better understand the importance of gender justice, gender inclusivity, and the role of men in advancing equality, which are all essential in achieving the Sustainable Development Goals. With this in mind, how can we encourage more men to become active allies in gender justice while addressing the social and cultural barriers that may discourage their involvement? Thank you.
Very interesting question, which I think points to uh, interest in greater participation. Well, it depends on your context and level. At the student level, maybe join clubs or organizing clubs and organizations might help. In my experience, when I was a student here, we used to have a club and organization we call as ASTF, Ateneo Student Task Force on Reproductive Health, Gender, and Sexuality. And I think that's where I initially learned about this concept, and this shaped my later engagement, and even until now, okay, focusing more on men's involvement. So organizing among groups, and our counterpart in Canada has been organizing a support group for men, which we see also is happening in our local communities, as illustrated by the case of yung Talikala. Okay, even if their concern is to address concerns of exploited women, yet later they have reached a point that they need to have men's circles so that they address the issue in a broader perspective. So organize among your friends, among your peers, those who share common interest in this advocacy. Okay? Then we'll see later how it will unfold. And sometimes you uh, cannot imagine how it will unfold. Okay? Because when we started, for example, the ASTF, it's just among friends. And later we were tapped by uh, some elders, and some sponsors and funding came in to support our advocacy. So start in your own little way, context, and what are possible within your context and level.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Ian. Well, I know that our participants are very interested in this topic, and we thank you very much for all of your interesting questions. We know we have many more questions, especially coming from our students. And if you have further questions, please feel free to send us an email, which can be found in the invitation sent to your email, so we can collate them, send it to our resource persons, and get responses from them. Thank you very much for your participation. So at this point, we proceed with the awarding of certificates to our distinguished speaker and reactors in recognition for their contributions to today's learning session. Please allow me to read the citation. This certificate of appreciation is presented to Dr. Ian Clark R. Parcon with our deep gratitude for his generous sharing of knowledge and expertise as a lead discussant during the International Relations Officers Network Iron 11 learning session on transforming masculinities, understanding the role and challenges of men's engagement in gender justice, held on June 11, 2026 via Zoom video conference, given this 11th day of June 2026 in Davao City, Philippines. Signed by Dr. Maricar R. Cascuejo Cesi III, Regional Director, Commission and Higher Education, Regional Office 11, and Mr. Rene M. Babiera II, President, International Relations Officers Network, Iron 11. Let's show our virtual appreciation for our speaker, Dr. Ian. Thank you. Another certificate of appreciation is presented to Dr. Sharina Binti Yunus for her invaluable contribution as a co-discussant during the International Relations Officers Network Iron 11 learning session on transforming masculinities, understanding the role and challenges of men's engagement in gender justice, held on June 11, 2026 via Zoom video conference given this 11th day of June 2026 in Davao City. Let's show our virtual love for Dr. Sharina, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Sharina. The same citation goes for the certificate of appreciation presented to Tuan Haji Faksan Haji Buang for his invaluable contribution as a co-discussant during the Iron 11 learning session. Thank you very much for your participation, Faz. So now, as we approach the conclusion of today's program, may we invite the Director of the Internationalization and Linkages Office of San Pedro College to deliver the closing remarks. Please welcome Dr. June L. Prieto.
To our distinguished partners from the Commission on Higher Education Regional Office 11, administrators, faculty, students, and the organizers, the Ateneo de Davao University, Assumption College of Davao, and San Pedro College, our champions from the International Relations Officer Nexus 11, the Iron 11, and our online BIMP IAGA and international audience, good afternoon. As we close this project, we celebrate a vital truth. True gender equality requires a holistic approach. It demands that we transform masculinities, moving past viewing men simply as part of the problem, and instead empowering them as vital allies. For our audience across and beyond Brunei, Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines, this journey honors our shared multicultural identity. We have shown that true gender justice is organic, grounded right here in our moral and faith-based communities. Whether we are discussing intellectual maturity in family life or unlocking economic freedom for women, we are proving that our faith and diverse cultures elevate human dignity. As our presentation beautifully concluded, gender justice must not be imposed. It must be composed. Let us take this collective power and continue to compose a safer, more equitable world in our institutions, in our communities, whether online and offline. Thank you and congratulations. Maraming salamat, terima kasih, and madayaw everyone.
Thank you very much, Dr. June. So before we officially end today's session, may I kindly request everyone to accomplish the evaluation forms? It will be sent in the chat box. Yes, it's there. We would really appreciate your feedback to help us improve future international learning sessions. This evaluation form will also serve as the basis for the issuance of your e-certificates. And we will also be taking a virtual group photo. So if possible, For those who are able to turn on their cameras, can you please give us your best smiles? Those who are on site, we will also be taking our photo opportunity here.
One, two, three, smile. One, two, three.
All right. Thank you very much, everyone, for your participation. We really appreciate you staying with us this afternoon. Have a great day, everyone.
Congratulations, Vanessa. Doc Ian, thank you so much. Congratulations.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank you po.
you. Thank you kayo.